Hey guys, John Davis. Good morning. Thank you. I am overwhelmed by the response I've gotten from Kim's interview. It's been really wonderful. Um, and I thank Kim for the opportunity to have such a broad reach. And of course, she's a wonderful individual. And I'm blessed to have her come into my life. Um, I'm really excited about one of the things I'm most excited about all the comments and things that I'm getting from people is I'm getting ideas for great videos and great things to discuss. And I got one this morning which I thought I should jump right on and make a quick video on. And it's from Grateful Ann of Commodore Island, Washington. Her question is, do you feel the 10 commandments that we know are the original 10? She says they seem to be based in fear and and not love and light. Onward, Annie, is what she says. Grateful Annie. This is an amazing question because you know as I often say, you know, our spiritual nature is far simpler than we can make it, and people do their best to wrap their whatever they can around it to make sense of it. And Moses was a man who lived in a very patriarchal society. During the time that he lived, the just the way of thinking was different than it is now, uh, and I'm sure in his mind he was doing the best he could, but he was doing the best he could for his time. That's the important part, for his time and for his society, right? When inspiration from spirit comes, it comes through the filters of our own belief. Think about it as a goggle. Now, Moses on the top of a mountain, and people will say that God carved it into the rock. You got to remember that when Moses was in Egypt, he was a stone carver. It's one of the things he did. So he knows how to carve stone. So carving stone, it was not an issue for him. What the big thing was grasping all of that information and bringing it through his filter. That was the hardest part that he had to do. It was the struggle to knock it down to 10. But the interesting thing is, at the end of the New Testament, Jesus talks about, I leave you this one commandment. He basically wipes out 10 and knocks it down to one. He says, love one another. That's the only commandment that Jesus left, right? Well, Moses put out his 10 commandments all for the good, right? But if you really go through the 10 commandments, I am the Lord thy God, thou shalt have no other gods before me, and so on. Those 10 commandments, number one, are redundant, because if you look at what Jesus said, loving one another, most of them are gone. Most of the 10 are wiped out, because you wouldn't rob, you wouldn't steal, you wouldn't covet. If you truly were loving, it just wouldn't happen. In my life, I've had romantic interests that I never, ever taken action on because it would be the unloving thing to do, because they might be in a relationship. So I can't covet that. I can't. It wouldn't be the loving thing to do. So don't allow myself to go there. I go, oh gosh, I really like them, but it would be wrong to do it, right? So that's the concept. We come from a loving place. Now Moses was an interesting guy. Without Moses, there would be no other followers of Judaism, Christianity, Islam, or Baha'i. They all stem from the God of Abraham, which was Moses was the first who talked about, Abraham, the God of Abraham after Abraham. So you have to realize, though, that we all come through our own, myself as well. Anything I talk about is coming through my filter, and I do my best to filter my filter, to not put out things that I think that are inaccurate. I do my best to stay true to what I was taught. And when you stay in that space of integrity and that space of love, and like I felt the first, my litmus test is this a loving thing to do? Is this love in action? And that's how I live my life. But Moses, he, like I said, he was filtering through a very patriarchal society, a very fire and brimstone. Because if you read the Old Testament, which is basically from the Torah, right? It's full of this, these people smited that people, and this army destroyed that village, and there's a lot of hate and fear and love, and God is love. That's what the Apostle John wrote. God is love. And if God is love, then there should be no fear. And lo, that I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for thou art with me. Now, that's a great old-fashioned quote, right? Fear no evil, for thou art with me. Who is thou? God. And what is God? God is love. Fear no evil, for love is with me. Think about that, because that's the commandment. Be love. Love one another. That's all it is. And the patriarchal teachings of the Ten Commandments are a man, a stone carver, who was trying to filter what he was saying down to meet and match a patriarchal society. And those were the Ten Commandments. If God is love, God doesn't judge, God doesn't hate, God doesn't punish. The only thing that can punish you, actually, is your own actions. Think about that. Your own actions are your punishment. God says, whatever you ask in my name is granted. And if you ask for crap, you're going to get crap. And if you do wrong things and believe they're wrong, guess what? You're going to get wrong things and understand they're wrong, because that's what you asked for. Because the tough part, the hardest part, is realizing our words are part of the asking, but our belief is the core of our answering. What do we truly believe? That's how we ask. What do you believe? Because what you believe, you will perceive. So think about that. 10 Commandments, they were edited down by Jesus. Love one another. Have a great day, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya.